Have you ever imagined waking up one morning and realizing the world had stopped moving? Not slowing down. Not pausing. Completely stopped. No sound. No motion. No breath, except your own. Welcome to Deepverse Stories, where imagination has no limits, and reality is just the beginning. That morning was mine. The clock on my wall froze at 7:03 a.m. The alarm kept flashing, but the sound never came. I thought it was just a dream. So I rubbed my eyes, looked outside my window. And that's when I saw it. A bird, mid-flight, wings stretched wide open, hanging still, like a photograph frozen in the sky. I stepped closer to the window. Cars had stopped mid-road. A man stood mid-step, his coffee hanging in the air, the steam stuck like smoke on glass. I shouted. I screamed for help. But the silence swallowed my voice, and left me standing in a world that had forgotten how to move. My heartbeat was the only sound left. Thump, 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 I stepped outside. The air was heavy. Every sound, gone. I waved my hands in front of people's faces, but they didn't blink. Their eyes stared at something that didn't exist anymore. I walked for hours, maybe days. Through streets that used to breathe, but now, felt like a museum of stillness. The city was asleep, or maybe, I was the only one awake. I passed a woman holding her child. The tear rolling down the boy's cheek had turned into glass. I whispered to him, "You'll be okay." But I knew, no one could hear me. I tried touching the tear. And it didn't move. It was ice. Cold. Real. My mind started breaking. Was this death? Was I the last person alive? I sat down on the road. Looked at the frozen world around me, and wondered. If time had ended, why was I still breathing? Then. I heard it. A sound. A heartbeat. Not mine. It was faint, but it was there. I followed it. Step by step, down the empty streets. Past cars, past shadows, past silence. The sound grew louder. Slow. Steady. Alive. And then I saw her. A woman, standing still in the middle of the street. Eyes closed. Surrounded by a world asleep. Her hair moved slightly, as if the wind remembered her. I called out. No answer. I stepped closer. The heartbeat grew faster. Louder. I reached out my hand, touched her shoulder, and the world exploded. The sound came back first. The air rushed, cars roared, birds screamed through the sky. The world woke up. People blinked, the clock ticked again, and life continued, like nothing ever happened. But I knew. I had seen what silence looked like. I had felt what it meant to be the only one awake. They say time waits for no one. But maybe. Sometimes. It stops. Just to see who's brave enough to keep walking. This was Deepverse Stories. Imagine the impossible. Sometimes, the world needs to pause so we can remember what it means to feel. If this story touched you, don't just leave. Subscribe, and step deeper into the Deepverse. Because next time, the story might be about yo.